another video about Queen Helen. And I'm not done doing videos about her because I am studying all her interviews detail by detail. I actually found a video that is lasting 11 hours and it is all her interviews that she ever made. This is perfect. I didn't watch the whole thing yet. I think I'm at like hour 2 or 3. Today we are going to focus on projection 101 according to Helene Hadsell. I have my notes with me. I collected all the main and most important, according to me, informations from Helene Hadsell about how to project in her way. So if you don't know me, I am Lila Pierre and I am French, so English is my second language. On my YouTube channel we are talking about manifesting, law of attraction and stuff like this, okay? How to create our best reality consciously. Exactly like Helen did. That's why I am focusing a lot on her life. Just know that this is not going to be the last video. I created a playlist so that you can find all videos of Helen that I did so that you don't have to search on my channel. So you can go check it out. The link will be in the description. Also, before starting, the link that inspired Helene Hadsell to do this, to start, using the law of attraction in her life, is from Norman Vincent Peale. You can go check in my description. You can read the book for free. And you also can read one of Helene Hadsell's book. It's The Name It and Claim It, it's called. And you also can read it for free. You're welcome, I did the research. Okay, so all the incredible links will be in my description, so please go check it out. Also the link to my podcast. Alright, let's start. Okay, so who's Helen? Helen, she was born in 1924 and she died in 2010, okay? And she had a really awesome life and she won over 5,000 contests. But something that you need to know is that she didn't do all of this, like practicing the law of attraction since she was a child. No. She already had kids and she had her husband and she was a grown-up. I don't know how old she was. She was not a child, because 5,000 contests seems a lot. She is known to be the contest queen. This is how people were calling her also. And she created her system. She calls this a motto, but you can call this also a mantra. It's SPEC. It's selected, projected, expected, collected. And what does it mean? It's whatever you want to attract in your life, you select it first, so you choose whatever you want first, then you project it, so you visualize, okay, you're imagining in your head whatever you want, and then you expect it. You have to know that it's going to happen, and at the end it's collected. It's the easiest one, it's the easiest point of SPEC. It is just to have it, collect it. Have the thing. With that being said, today we are going to focus on the projection part. So let's go. I have my notes. I will have to read it, okay? So if I'm looking down there, it's for something. Okay, story with her mom. How she told her mom how to project. Helen one day was like, you know what? I'm going to teach my mom. I'm going to teach my mom. So she goes to her mom and she said, Mom, what do you want for, I don't remember if it was Christmas or her birthday, but what do you want? And her mom was like, you know what, I've seen on TV this commercial about like a fridge and I'd like to have this fridge. It's a new fridge. It seems awesome. Mine is very old. Please, I'd like this fridge. And Helen was like, all right, you know what? She didn't say this out loud, of course, but in her mind, she was like, you're going to attract it yourself. So she said, Mom, let's play a game. Literally, this is what she said to her mom. She didn't say, okay, we're going to attract it into your life because, okay? She said, we're going to play a game. You close your eyes and please, I want you to imagine yourself having this fridge already. So her mom was doing this, and then she gave very important rules, okay? She said, please do not focus on how you're going to get the thing. Okay, so word by word, she said, don't visualize the how, visualize the goal, she said to her mom. She gave example. She saw, I think on TV, her mom, that there's a show that was giving this fridge to people, and she said, please do not visualize right now you on this show and earning this fridge. I don't want you to visualize that. I just want you to visualize yourself having this fridge. Put yourself in certain situations, like imagine yourself inviting friends to your house and showing your new fridge to your friends. I want you to visualize small situations, small scenarios like this, okay? Not the how, but the goal. You visualize yourself already having it. Then she explains in the interview why it's important not to visualize yourself in a very specific situation on how you're going to get it. Because she said you're blocking the energies, and there's multiple ways for you to have this fridge. Like, let's say the universe can give you this fridge, and there's thousands of realities where you can get this fridge. Okay, but if you're visualizing just one, you being on that show and having this fridge, then you're just blocking other energies. If you want to know the end of the story, the mom ended up having this fridge, and actually I think she ends up having this fridge on the show, which is funny. Helene's mom ended up having the fridge, and she said, right after, she said, Helene, I wish you could stay with me so that you can work your magic or something like this. And Helene was like, no, you can do this yourself. I taught you how to do this. Because when her and her mom was visualizing the fridge together, Helene was giving her mom energy also for this to happen faster. What does it mean? She was giving her energy by visualizing her mom having this fridge, but already having it. So like she was visualizing her mom in situations where, I don't know, she would visit her mom and her mom would like show her this new fridge. She was visualizing this, or her mom being so happy having this new fridge, or visualizing her mom opening this fridge, whatever, you know what I mean. Her mom thought that she actually did that, and she was like, no, I just helped you. You did that. You have the tool. You can do this yourself. Actually, every human being on earth can do what I'm doing every day. The interviewer asked her how to expect things to happen. How can you be sure, okay, that things are going to happen? So she gives multiple responses. She said, it's a given, she said. You just know it's gonna happen. Then she said, do not tell anybody, especially if you are surrounded by negative people. And what she meant by negative people, because she's explaining it in the interview, she meant that people in your life, let's say your family members, you're telling them something that you want to do. Then maybe someone in your family can say, you know, it's never gonna happen. You're reaching too high. Or, are you really sure that you want to do this? This is negative energies, because they will put on you their insecurities and this energy that is going to block you from having the thing and from actually projecting it, okay? And it's going to give you doubts, basically. And if you have doubts, then it's not going to happen. Why? There's a part of you that think that it's not going to happen. So you don't wish things to happen, you know that they're going to happen. This is the difference. You know it's gonna happen. Why? Because you did the work before. You selected it and you keep projecting it. Okay? So you know it's gonna happen. This is as simple as this. So she said, if myself, I talked about that with my family, because when she discovered that, the first thing she did is she talked about this right away to her husband after reading Norman Vincent book, which is The Power of Positive Thinking. So she right away said that to her her husband like, oh, I learned about that, and that. What do you want? And he said, I'd like a motor, or I don't know what. And she said, okay, we're gonna have this motor. And she did the thing, and a few days later they received it through a contest that she won. So she was like, you can start small, it's fine, okay, you can start small. But she said that her family was really positive, so she felt comfortable talking about this because she knew that they would not try to stop her. And usually, yes, our family are not trying to stop us, they're just projecting their insecurities. And still, okay, she knew that her family are not the type of doing this, but she did say that if they were, she would have kept things for her. And to be honest, she did. She said, there's few people where I'm talking about it with them because I'm feeling like they are open to receive the information, and there are others where I feel and I know that they're going to be close-minded around that, so there's no point of me talking about that to them, okay? And God, she has a lot of stories that I know and I have in mind right now, but that's why I'm going to do a lot of videos about her because there's a lot to say. There's a small story. It's her son. At some point, one of her son, I think she was saying the youngest, was like, oh yeah, because of course she said, okay, it's the moment where he was rebelling, you know, he was feeling rebellious, and he was like, oh yeah, but mom, you don't know everything, okay, stop it, you don't know everything. And the husband was like, his father was like, yeah, she does know everything. And at some point he was like, oh yeah, okay, so you know, you want a lot of things, yeah, maybe it's luck, please show me, okay, prove to me that it's a power that you have, and prove to me that you can have a car because you never want a car. And her mom was like, you know what, I don't need a car, that's why I never try to win a car. I don't care, I have a car and I love my car, we don't need another car. Because what she was doing, she was attracting things she wanted, normal, you know. And she does say in the interview, please never do this, never try to prove to others that you can do something, okay? The only person you have to prove is to yourself, that's it. When she was like, okay, I'm going to do this, she was not in an energy, which she's not saying, but I think it's, you know, my perception, I think it's because she was not in an energy where, you know, she felt the need to really prove to her son. It was not that, because if you feel the need to really prove it, then you are not in a positive energy. She didn't really care. She's like, I'm going to do this for him. It didn't change her energy, you know what I mean? So she did it, and of course she won the car, and her son was like, okay, okay, mom, you're magical. Which everyone is magical because everyone can do this. To the question, because the interviewer at some point was like, okay, I will ask you a question that I heard multiple times is, what if people say, I don't know how to project? I don't know how to do this, like closing my eyes. And you know what, I heard that when it comes to meditation, like I don't know how to meditate. And she said, okay, you know what, I heard that too. Like people were coming to her saying, I don't know how to project. And she said, okay, I'm going to tell you what I say to those people. She said, yes, you do. Yes, you do know how to project. You know why? Because take an orange from your house, okay, or whatever it is basically, but she gave the example of an orange, and look at it, just look at it. Okay, you look at this orange. Okay, now you close your eyes and I'm going to ask you to visualize it. The same orange that you just saw, please see it in your mind. Can you see it in your mind right now? And they're like, yes. Now imagine the sun on this orange, okay? And they're like, yeah, I can. And she said, that's it, you know how to project. It's not harder than that. It's your imagination, she says. It's your imagination. So you know how to project. She's saying always, I don't do witchcraft, I do wishcraft. And why did she say that? Because when she won everything, there's people that were saying that she cheated, there's people that were saying that she's a witch. There's a video of her that I want to do about her life, and for you to understand that it's not about your environment. Don't think that she was born in a family that really knew about energies, like not at all. At all. Now, if things takes time, she wanted to have a washing machine, okay, or something of that sort, and she entered contests, okay, and she entered multiple contests, not just one, and hoping that things are going to come to me. No, no, no. She worked. Okay, she entered multiple contests and she kept doing this for days and days and days. And yeah, she won things, like she won $1,000 and things like this, but it wasn't that. And she was like, okay, it's not coming to me. She said at some point I started even doubting myself. You know, she started doubting herself to the point where she was like, maybe I should stop trying. Like, I received 1,000, maybe it's for me to buy it, because things can happen to you in different ways. Maybe it's you want something and you know you're going to be like, okay, I'm going to do like Helene Hadsell and things are going to come to my life. But what you have is you earned some money not long ago and you're like, yeah, it's not that. I got some money, so maybe it's going to be through this. Like, maybe you want some money for you to buy this. Like, and this is what she thought. And she said, I doubted myself. And at some point, she won more money through contests. And she was like, okay, I'm going to buy this. So she bought her washing machine. And the next week, she won a contest. And they called her and they said, you won a washing machine. And she was like, this is the moment where I learned that you just have to be patient. So she is saying, please cultivate your patience, okay? So she said in her words, if things takes time to happen, it means that there's a delay in result. Because sometimes things that you were expected takes a little longer than what you expected. And she said, she added to this that it depends on what you projecting. It depends on what you are expecting. It depends on what you selected, okay? Like me, because I started small and I started like this. So I was around a lot of butterflies and I did this with my hand and I visualized a butterfly landing on my hand. And the first time it didn't really work. And then another day I tried it again and I was around butterflies and there's one who landed on my hand because I visualized it. And I was like, okay, it's happening. And she said sometimes there's like instant projection that happens. Like, it's instant. You project, it's happening. But it depends on what you project. If you want to have an apartment, it's gonna take more time than a butterfly landing on your hand. You know what I mean? Cultivate your patience. Oh yeah, when it comes to how to expect things to happen, I forgot to say something she said. She also added, if they think small, they get small. Because the interviewer was like, is it better maybe to visualize something small, or do you right away visualize a car? You know, or do you start small? And she was like, well, if they think small, they get small. And then she said, you know, it depends on everyone. It depends on people. And what she meant by that is it depends on each people's belief. It depends on your belief. And she said, you can start small. It's not a bad thing to start small, okay? Okay, to me, she kind of like started big. Because yes, everyone can do this. And there's people that can do this way faster. But it doesn't mean that other people can't. It's with everything in life. You have certain skills that other people don't. They're gonna get at your level at some point. She was what I call a master. She manifested something for her husband. It was like a motor or something. It was not a trip. She said, listen, I started with small things too. I started with winning a bicycle for my daughter. And actually she taught this to her kids. So she said to her daughter, listen, I want you to visualize your bike right now. Like, what color? And she got the exact bike she wanted. The daughter did it for herself, kind of. And then when they grew up, when her children grew up, they did it for themselves. The difference is that, yeah, she was a master at manifesting. She manifested everything she ever wanted. There's no limit. The limits is in your head. If there's limit, it's just in your head. She said something I love, because this is what I have been saying to myself way before starting watching her videos lately. Keep trying out of your vocabulary, okay? It's out. You don't know this word anymore. It's negative. Say it's coming instead, okay? You don't say, you know, I'm trying to get this. No, you say it's coming. This thing is coming. So because I'm doing everything for it to happen, it is going to happen. And then she said something queen level. She says, I never try, I do something. And the way she said that, okay, if I have time, I'm going to put this very moment where she says that, because it's amazing.
Honey, you can try and try and try the rest of your life. That to me is negative. You take try out of your vocabulary. It's coming. It's coming, and that's it. Trying means you keep on trying. I never try, I do something.
Something that her and her families and even her children started to say, and she never said that it was a mantra or something or a motto or anything of that sort, but it's just she kept saying this during interviews, and she kept saying that with her family they were saying this. So I think to me it's a very powerful sentence, even if she never said that it was very powerful, but to me it is. It's a way to reinforce the expectation of this thing that is going to come into your life, that this thing coming into your life. So she says when she was entering contest, okay, she was like saying, I wonder how long it's gonna take them to let me know that I won. Always, okay? So you can say, I wonder how long it's gonna take for it to happen. You know, it's a remix, but it's the same. She was saying this with everything. She didn't just want everything through contests, mostly contests, because at the time it was through contests mostly that you could like earn things. And also she says at the end, and I'm going to finish this video with this, basically she's talking about someone, I think she's calling him Dr. Murphy. I didn't really pay attention to who that man is, and she calls it the Murphy law. Dr. Murphy, the Murphy law. And I was like, yeah, basically it's positive affirmations, because she did that. She's really saying this through other words, but like I was watching her and I was like, yeah, basically it's positive affirmations. And I was like, oh, that's funny because I'm doing this. It's reprogramming your mind into thinking positively all the time. I hope that you learn something. It is not going to be the last time I'm going to talk about her. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm going to create, well actually for you the playlist is already created about all the videos I made about her, and I'm going to add every videos I'm going to do about her to this playlist, so please go check it out, link in the description. We're lucky, we have all those infos on videos, and also she wrote books. During her interviews she is giving like informations about her life, and she's even saying herself, oh, I didn't even add that to my book, but fine. And she's saying this on interview, so we have so much knowledge now, like we have the tools to do this, okay? So let's do this together. Please take care. Bye.